Hello and thank you for joining me. Today's video is about the contents of a lady's handbag and how we can use those items in a survival situation. Stay with me. Obviously the contents of your handbag or your work bag, your everyday bag, will vary due to your age, where you live, what you do. So it's a bit of a generalisation, but I'm sure you'll find this useful. An umbrella, quite a big one this one, different sizes, but an umbrella. In the UK especially, we have quite a little bit of rain. So it's a shelter option, isn't it? Even if you're crouching down with your back, to a wall or a tree, pop the brolly up and you've got yourself out of the rain to a certain extent and give you an opportunity to think before you move on and do other things. So a brolly. Mobile phone, straight cell phone. Loads of apps on there that can be useful in a survival situation or just as a means of communication, to speak with your family, your loved ones, let them know what's happening, or to find out what's happening in the news. But you can also do something else with it. If you were in a particular type of situation and you weren't happy and you want to know what's happening, 99.9% of mobile phones, the cameras are at the top of the phone. So you can in effect just switch your phone on, put the camera on, and literally you've only got to put that much of the phone around a corner and then look into your screen and you can see what's happening around the corner to see if it's if it's safe or whatever the problem is. And all you're exposing is a very small section of your phone, which is a lot smaller than sticking your head around the corner. So it's just an option, if things are a bit naughty and you want to have a peek what's happening, use your phone. Put it on silent. You don't want suddenly alerts going off, etc. And the bad people knowing, or the aliens, whatever you're hiding from, knowing where you are because it made a sound. At this point I want to thank my good lady, Jack, for letting me borrow some of the items from her handbag. Right, next one, a compact, is a mirror. Again, just putting your makeup on, making sure you haven't stuck your lipstick up your nose or anything like that, I suppose. But can be used for first aid if you've got something in your eye. Can also be used to signal in a survival situation. Could also be used at a push if you don't want to use your phone to peek around corners. A tampon. Apart from the obvious use, it's also very good tinder if you need to make fire, or I suppose if you've got a nosebleed, you can stick it up your nostril. That's a joke, don't do that. But tinder, a notebook and pen. I'm sure most ladies carry a notebook of some description and a pen in their handbag. I won't go into why. If you haven't got a pen and you're hard pushed and you need to write something down, perhaps you've got an eyeliner, pencil, or one of those pencils you go around your lips with. Want to leave a message on a window or something, that'd be ideal because they're quite soft. If your eyesight's a little bit iffy, it may be that you've got a little pocket Fresnel lens. First aid, got a splinter, you can see it. If you wear glasses and you've broken or you've lost them, gives you the option to be able to perhaps read. And of course, if it's a lovely sunny day, you can use the sun, focus the sun on your bit of tinder, Bob's your uncle, you can have yourself a little fire. Body spray. Not just to make it smell nice, you could do, could go mental and get your lighter out and give it flamethrower at the naughty people, but high content, same as perfume. has a high content of alcohol. So you could spray that onto something that you want to ignite, then ignite it, and it will help it burn. Tinder, fire starter. Possibly self-defense, yeah, you could smack them on the bridge of the nose with it, or squirt it in their eyes, whatever. We've just come out of the pandemic, and you may be wearing a mask, or at least have a mask in your handbag. Yeah, if there is a disaster and there's a lot of dust thrown up, it will help you to prevent you breathing that dust in. Or if you're, I don't know, if you're on the tube or on a bus, you're next to someone who's sneezing and everything, it's an option. What also goes with that is perhaps a bottle of hand sanitizer. A lot of people are still carrying these. Again, they're a high alcohol content, so you can ignite it. Just be careful. This one, for instance, when I ignite it, I cannot see the flame at all. Yeah, put my hand over it, burn myself, silly boy. But hand sanitizer, fire starter. Perhaps some mints, yeah, or some sweets, something like that. Keep your breath fresh. But also, if you're walking and your mouth's drying out, pop one of these in your mouth, keeps your mouth moist. Will give you a few calories, boost your morale a little bit. A lot of people carry bottled water. Once you've drunk the water, keep hold of the bottle, yeah, don't bin the bottle. Could be disposable type like that, or you might carry a single walled steel canteen water bottle. This one's 500 millilitres. At a push, you can boil water in this if you really want to. If it's full of water, you can use that full of water. That weighs what, half a kilo, yeah, in a metal container, fits in your fist, wallet. Smack the naughty person right on the bridge of the nose. I'm not suggesting you're violent, I'm just saying, you know, means must. If you've got to defend yourself, it's an option. A little tip with the water. Most companies, I do it, have a water cooler in there. So after I've fed up drinking coffee, I make sure I drink at least 1 litre of water whilst I'm at work. But what I do is I'm in the habit now that as it's getting to pack up time, yeah, as it's approaching your time to leave, I always top my bottle up at the water cooler. That way, if there's anything happens, if I'm caught out, stuck in traffic, or there's drama on the way home, I'm carrying a full bottle of water. And then I leave that water in the bag, then next time I'm at work, I consume it, top it up. So I've always got water with me. So perhaps that's something you might consider doing. It's quite beneficial. But as I say, water bottle, most people carry them. It's the UK, there's loads of rubbish about it, and a survival situation. If you haven't got a water bottle, you haven't got to look too far to find one. That brings me on to something that you probably haven't got in your bag, but I would strongly suggest. And that is just a strip of water purification tablets. Yeah. They last for yonks. This one doesn't expire 2027, and they are peanuts. They're not expensive. It's 1 tablet per 1 litre of water. Wait 30 minutes. Yeah, give it a good shake, leave it for 30 minutes. And it will vastly reduce any nasties in there that can cause you upset tummy, etc. So there's 2, 4, 6, there's 10 tablets there, so that treat 10 litres. In all fairness, you could just carry 2 or even 4. It takes up no room, doesn't weigh anything. Lasts for yonks and potentially could get you out of trouble. So that's worth doing. You might also decide to put a Ziploc or a water bag in there. Again, it doesn't weigh anything. Yeah, but if you're already carrying a bottle of some description, or you've even found a bottle, if it's that bad, break one in half, because this is a 50 ml, yeah, half a litre bottle, so half a tablet in there, shake it up, leave it 30 minutes, and then you're good to go. So that is a recommendation. Tissues. You've probably got a packet of tissues in your bag. If you haven't, you might have a screwed up serviette from when you grabbed a coffee in the morning lurking at the bottom of your handbag. Yeah, it is Tinder. I've done a little experiment, but we'll go on to that in a minute. Tissues. Lipstick, yeah. Not mine, I promise. I said to the good lady during the week, I said, Jack, have you got any lipsticks you don't like? And she's like, yeah, why? And it's like, don't worry, I don't want to wear it. I said, I want to try something. So she gave me a few, this is just one. Most lipsticks will burn, yeah? It's just the way it's made, it's the chemicals that are in it. And it actually works the same as lip balm and lip gloss. You can use it as a flame extender. So what I done when I was having a little play, I took one sheet of toilet paper, so tissue, toilet paper. I ripped it in half, I then folded it up, scrunched it up and set one piece alight with a lighter. I got just under 15 seconds of burn time. Now admittedly, that was indoors in the utility room stinking it out, so it's not real life, there's no breeze and that as such. But around 15 seconds of burn time. I then got the other half, folded it in half, so in effect it was a quarter size. And I used a lipstick and I just coloured it in with the lipstick. Then scrunched it up the same as I did the other piece. I lit it and got just over 30 seconds of burn time. So it is a flame extender. It burnt for twice as long. I will assume that if I'd applied even more to it, it would have burnt for even longer. But a lipstick, yeah? Stick it round your lips obviously. Alternative use, flame extender. You probably carry some pain pills. Yeah, you probably don't lug around a whole box, but pain pills, self-explanatory. Perhaps a few plasters. Again, might get a blister, whatever, self-explanatory. A lighter. You may or may not carry one. You may or may not be a smoker. But you might have a lighter in your bag because you know you drop your little ones off to little Johnny's party, and no one's got any method of lighting the candles, and you're super mum or whatever, I don't know, and you pop a lighter out and you light them. Yeah. A mini bic. If you don't carry a lighter, get a mini bic. Very small. Yeah. Very useful. Get one. You may have needle and thread. Yeah, I couldn't find one. I was looking for a little, you know, like a hotels give you the little sewing set. I couldn't find one to show you, but you know what a sewing kit is. You know, just in case you pop a button off your blouse at work or whatever. Or you might have safety pins. Yeah, just for an emergency repair. Same sort of thing. Also quite handy if you've got one in your hand and someone keeps bumping up against you in the tube and you're not happy about it. A quick accidental stab might persuade them to Foxtrot Oscar. Right, dental floss. You might have a packet in your handbag. The one I'm showing you is not in the packet and it's a bit grubby because it's something that I put in survival kits, yeah? So it would be in a little container and you pull it up and it cuts it off. Fantastic emergency cordage. It is extremely strong to the point that that is going to cut me before it will snap. And there's a lot there. I imagine there's at least 30 meters there. So you've got some emergency cordage. So, if you don't carry dental floss, it's not expensive, perhaps you should. And then finally, what we're going to do is look at a few items that may well not be in your handbag, but I would suggest that you purchase them. A small mini multi-tool. This is the Gerber Vice. So it has some little spring-loaded pliers on there. It has a normal cutting blade. These are non-locking, so they're UK safe. It has a standard blade. It has a serrated blade if you need to cut through rope or seat belt, webbing, yeah, something like that. It's much quicker with a serrated blade than a straight blade. Then it's got a little file on there and some little screwdrivers and things. And the smallest screwdriver, the little diddy flat blade, could potentially use to repeat glasses or whatever. or you could also use that as a reamer or an awl if you had to actually make a hole through something. They're not expensive, yeah, probably around 15, maybe 20 quid. So that's a Gerber vise, that's one option. The one that I got my good lady, although this is my one, her one's in the drawer at work, is a Gerber dime. It has pretty much the same, it's slightly bigger, slightly more expensive, it has pretty much the same amount of tools on it, but it has got, and it's always hiding so I have to look for it, yeah, there, it has actually got a little pair of tweezers as well. But a small multi-tool, or even if you don't want a multi-tool, it could be one of the little Diddy Swiss Army knives, you know, they just have a single blade, a nail file and a little pair of scissors, something like that. If you don't carry something like that, it's perfectly legal to carry that, unless you work in a school or a court building, yeah. But generally speaking, something like that. It's nice and small, it's not offensive, they're not going to think that it's there as a weapon. It is a tool, but it can obviously serve a multitude of purposes. The other thing that I'd recommend that you carry if you don't is a small torch. This one, for instance, is the Olight i3. Yeah, it runs off a single AAA battery. It's only got one mode. You just twist the head. It's 90 lumen, so it's pretty bright. The only downside to something like this is it's only got about a 30-minute run time. So, but a small flashlight, torch, could put it in your keys if you wanted to. If you didn't really want the bulk of that, then you've got these little LED photon type, and they're usually £1, a couple of quid. You just press it in. It's nowhere near as bright. Runtime's quite long, but it's not very bright, but it's ideal on your keys, just low level lighting, or if it's dark, yeah, you're in the tube, power goes off, it all goes dark, you need to see what's in your bag, yeah, or to see where you are, something like that. And again, it can be attached to your keys, it doesn't weigh a lot. Next thing that you should carry, regardless, and that should either be on your keys or on a bit of string or a lanyard in your bag, is a whistle. This is a very small aluminium whistle, and it is very loud. You probably know, or even if you don't, that you're going to use it in a wilderness situation as a method of signalling. It hasn't got to be the wilderness, yeah. If you're in a lift and the alarm don't work, or you're locked in a building because someone didn't know you was there and they've locked you in there or whatever, or God forbid something's happened, building's collapsed and you're trapped, blowing a whistle uses much less energy and the noise travels further than screaming and hollering, yeah. And although we can have some arguments over the distress call, like in the UK it's 6 blasts, yeah, away, 6 blasts away. And in Europe, I believe it's 3 blasts. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Yeah, if you, the thing is to be consistent. So it's blow, 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 wait a little while, blow, blow. Yeah, do you get what I mean? It's just that consistent. You're putting like a rhythm, if you like, out there, and that's what's going to get attention. So it's no good just going once and then thinking, like, that's it, everyone's heard me. It isn't. It's something that you'd have to repeat. But they're inexpensive, don't weigh anything, and they're very small. Yeah, even if your dog's running around and it's ignoring you, or your kids, and you want to come back, surprise them, get your whistle out, give it a blow. I bet you they turn around and have a look. The other thing that you might consider is they're pill safes, or money safes. They're not expensive. They're basically just some little aluminium capsules on a key ring, yeah. So you could, for instance, with the purification tablets, you could pop some of them in there. It's got an O-ring round it. And forget that, they're in there. Or you could have a couple, and you could perhaps put a £10 note or a £20 note, roll it up, put it in there, forget about it. You've got some emergency cash in, yeah. Or put tablets in, it's up to you. So that's pretty much it. That's just some items that you may already have, and possibly some alternative uses for them, or some items that I'd recommend that you carry. If you found the video useful, please consider subscribing, giving me a thumbs up, and as always, I'd love to read your comments. If there's any items, alternative uses for the items that I've shown, then please stick them in the comments. If you carry something that I've missed, stick that in the comments. Yeah, it's quite surprising when you think about it. EDC, from a bloke's point of view, only really developed into what it is when the internet was invented. Yeah, we might have all carried stuff around in our pockets, but there wasn't that reaching out to greater communities to find out what they carry and what they've got and why. And yet women have been EDC in much more useful stuff for absolutely decades and decades than perhaps us guys. Anyway, that's it for me. Have a great day. See you soon.